denial, and suppression of facts. I said that before. And the African American community knows perfectly well that lynching has not stopped, not the gross physical kind nor the institutional kind. Therefore, to just come right on next step so you don't have to get in trouble. African Americans are absolutely loath to jump on Obama because we will then be the instruments of his destruction. So we have now got a beautiful, elegant system set up where we have to suppress our true, complex, really astute political feelings because we don't want to see him dead.
Right.
And it's that gross. Mount Vernon, last week, cross burning in a man's yard. Kids are looking at me like, that doesn't happen anymore. It has never stopped happening. James Baldwin says in that famous essay of his, The Price of the Ticket, everybody had to pay for the ticket to get over here. And a lot of people are unwilling to pay that price to be white. When the guy who got killed in that whole O.J. Simpson and his wife madness, when they had the civil suit and the courts gave a judgment that his life was worth $33 million, I said thank you. Because if, to quote and paraphrase Ella Baker, we who believe in freedom cannot rest until the death of every white man, every white woman's son is also concerned about the death of every black woman, black man. I want to see the death of these children made equal. We don't have to ever read another article in the New York Times or anywhere else about post-traumatic stress syndrome in Iraq or Afghanistan. When I grew up in East St. Louis, we have written the book with our lives, but we've also written the therapy with our lives. This whole notion of a post-racial society, the elegance of it is you don't have to say race. North Carolina, just 3 days ago, has already announced that they are going to stop all forms of busing because they just want to have children locally educated in a school near them. But we never had integrated schools.
Right.
We have never had them. We've had partial desegregation from the bottom up, but when we had this major transfer, all the black principals, all the black superintendents, all the black associate principals got demoted, and the power structure and those who control the curriculum disappeared. Those who protected the black curriculum disappeared. We have never, ever left it. I say this, fastest rising rate of HIV/AIDS is among black and Hispanic women. Not an accident. One of my best friends in the world wrote me a letter when he was down in the Texas penitentiary and said, Joseph, you will not believe this. They just let 400 inmates with AIDS out into the general population of the state penitentiary. Now, that's not an accident. They come back, it's clean. You don't have to worry about Planned Parenthood or birth control. You're killing the babies by neglecting health care. Limited government. We can't do this. Oh, yes, you can, but you never have in the past. We got to stop thinking this is the big change. That's why we teach what we teach. It has never, 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments has never really been actively applied, any more than the words of Jesus have been applied among Christians. Or the Ten Commandments, or anybody else. I don't want to get off on that. My last point is young black women were the reason for capitalism. What was the biggest commodity? Labor. They weren't out there picking up 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old black men and black women. They were picking up the youngest possible childbearing and child procreating.
15 to 35.
Phyllis Wheatley was 8 years old. Yeah, by some draw of God's providence, she did not wind up a breeder, but that's what she was brought over here to be. The teenage black body female has been the basis of American wealth, and it has not changed. But we call it mass incarceration now. Its system is elegant as a mathematical equation. But from mass incarceration to sharecropping to, because the Constitution guarantees it, slavery shall be abolished except for involuntary servitude. Meaning if I can catch you behind and put you in jail, you can be my slave. All of a sudden, great wealth is being generated. My very last point. You want to talk about globalization? Go back and look at the pictures of Abu Ghraib and ask yourselves the questions. Where did those prison guards and soldiers come from? National Guard, Army Reserves. They had many of them jobs working in our state penitentiaries, and they've been sued all up and down the world in America for doing the same thing to domesticated prisoners. We're doing that day in and day out, and we have got the system so clean, you never have to say race. But you just have to look at the effects and who are the targets. Women of color are raising babies to go to jail. Or war. Coming back broken, disenfranchised, unable to get jobs. And then they're used as threats to keep the poor whites of the world afraid of us. It's elegant. Post-racial, I don't know what that means.
Okay.
Your turn.